Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. First of all, I want to say thank you so much to everyone who has commented on my last video. I still can't believe all of the support I get through my videos, and everybody who leaves me a comment is always so nice, and I'm genuinely thankful to everybody who watched the video. I basically kind of disappeared for like a month and a half because you know what, I explain it all in the video. If you haven't seen it, I will link it at the end of this video, you know, when the end card shows up. You can click on the video and then you can see my last vlog to see why I disappeared. But yeah, I explained it all in the video. It was kind of a more personal one. So yeah, thank you so much for that. But today we are talking movies. 2018 was a good year for movies, and I have a list. I think it's about like 7 movies that were my absolute favorite of the year. Without further ado, here are my top favorite movies of 2018. First off, we're gonna start with Isle of Dogs by Wes Anderson. I really love Wes Anderson movies, some more than others. My favorite one is Moonrise Kingdom, but I really love Fantastic Mr. Fox. So when I heard that he was doing another animated movie, I was very excited. Isle of Dogs was so entertaining. The humor to me was on point. I love the humor in all of Wes Anderson movies. I think it's so dry and awkward, and I just really like that type of humor. This movie has all of those same characteristics as other Wes Anderson films, just like the straight-on dialogue, the really monotone voices. Obviously, the color palette, he always has like a certain color palette for each movie, and you can see it all throughout the film. The symmetric shots, you know, all of that is still in this movie. But this one, what I really enjoyed the most about Isle of Dogs was the humor. It was an interesting story, and of course the animation was really good. So yeah, Isle of Dogs, one of my favorite of this year. If you still haven't seen it, and if you really like Wes Anderson's style, I recommend that you watch it. Next on the list is Roma. Roma is a movie by Alfonso Cuarón, and it's actually on Netflix. If you still haven't seen it, if you couldn't go to the movies and see it, it's on Netflix, so you can watch it for free there. Well, not for free, but if you have a Netflix account, you can watch it. Roma was a beautiful movie, and you ask anybody who's seen it, and they can tell you that the cinematography was just breathtakingly beautiful. It's a movie in black and white, and it's about Alfonso Cuarón's nanny when he was a kid. It's set in Mexico. I think it was in the 1970s, or I'm sorry if I'm wrong. It's a bit of an artsier film, so if you're not into very artsy movies that are, I guess, slower than others, then you might feel bored, and this movie might not be for you. Nonetheless, I think you can still appreciate how beautiful it is and how beautiful the cinematography is, because that's one of the things that I really enjoyed most about this movie. And yeah, it's a very powerful movie. I really love Yalitza Aparicio, who is the main actress. She actually was not an actress at all before this movie. I was watching some of her interviews. Apparently, her sister made her go to the audition for this movie because her sister was going to audition, but she was pregnant. But then she sent Yalitza, and somehow she got the role, even though she had never acted in her life. But I think she was such a genuine, sincere, and truthful actress. I don't know, those were all synonyms, but I don't care. So if you still haven't seen it, just put it on Netflix and watch it. If you don't like it, you can just close Netflix. I don't know. Next is a movie that I actually mentioned on my Insta story the other day. I watched it on a plane, actually, but honestly is one of the best movies I saw in 2018, and it's called Searching. Searching is a story of a teenage girl who goes missing, and her dad is trying to find her. This movie is all told in screens, like it was recorded through your phone screen or the laptop webcam or the security cameras, a Skype call, or like a FaceTime call, which is a very interesting way of telling a story. I had never seen a movie like that. I know that there's like a horror movie, I think it was, that is told like that, but I don't really like horror movies, so I didn't watch it. So it was a really interesting experience, but don't let that fool you, because the story itself is very engaging and you are always on the edge of your seat. At least I was on the plane. Usually I sleep on planes, but this movie wouldn't let me sleep because I was really invested in it. Oh gosh, what's that? Okay guys, I'm sorry for this lens flare situation. I swear I'm not trying to pull a Michael Bay, J.J. Abrams thing over here. Next on my list is A Quiet Place. Now, I know I said before that I don't really like horror movies, and that is very true. I don't like horror movies, but this one, I had heard that it wasn't really scary and that it wouldn't like give me nightmares and stuff, and that it was really, really good. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it. It wasn't really scary at all. To me, it was more like a thriller. This movie was directed by John Krasinski and it stars him and Emily Blunt, power couple. And it's about a family who lives in this world where there are these creatures that are triggered by sound. So if you make even the slightest sound, they will come and kill you. So they have to be just the quietest all the time. They can't make noise. It's a story about family and about wanting to protect your family. This movie always had me at the edge of my seat. I loved Emily Blunt's acting, especially during, I don't want to spoil it if you guys haven't seen it, but basically when this happens, basically her performance was amazing. So was John Krasinski and the kids too. They did really well. And if you still haven't seen it, if you think it might be too scary for you, it wasn't for me. And trust me, I get scared very easily. I can't watch horror movies, but I watched this one and I seriously don't regret it. Another one that I do need to watch is Hereditary. I haven't seen it because I have heard from some of my friends that one gave them nightmares and that it was really scary. So I don't want to watch it, but still I've seen a lot of people saying it was one of the best films of 2018. So I'm like 50-50. Maybe I'll watch it, maybe I will not want to get scarred forever. Who knows? We'll see. Let me know down below if you think I should watch it and if you think I won't be, very scared at night when I'm trying to sleep. The next movie on my list is Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse. This movie is probably in everybody's list because it was just great. It was such a great movie. Okay, I'm gonna list all the things that I loved about this movie. I loved the soundtrack, I loved the colors, I loved the animation, I loved the story, I loved the humor, I loved the voice acting. Yeah, it was overall such a great movie. One of the best animated movies I have seen. Really enjoyed this animation style. Also, if you go see it, stay until the end because it's a Marvel movie. There's an end credit scene at the very, very, very end, and it's pretty funny, so I suggest you stay and watch it. But yeah, if you still haven't seen Spiderverse, if you don't like animated movies, you are missing out on life. The next movie is A Star is Born. This movie shattered me into pieces. When it ended, I was bawling my eyes out. I was crying so hard. I wasn't the only one, so don't judge me. Everybody in the movie theater was crying really hard. I went to the bathroom afterwards and my eyes were swollen, my nose was red. It was pretty ugly. It was so emotional. It's probably the movie that made me cry the most this year, or in 2018. Which is a good thing. I love when movies make me cry. I don't know why. I love crying. I guess, it's because I was so invested in the characters and the story that it was so emotional. Tears were all over my face. It stars Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, and it was actually directed by Bradley Cooper. It's a story about a girl who wants to become a star, and she gets into a relationship with this huge country music star, Bradley Cooper, and it's basically a story about their relationship and her rise to fame and how that affected their relationship. Lady Gaga was outstanding. I was very surprised because I know she has acted before. I know she's on American Horror Story, but I don't watch that show, so I hadn't really seen her do something like this before, and I was so pleasantly surprised. She was perfect for this role. I was very impressed. I do have to say, I think I needed subtitles whenever Bradley Cooper was speaking, especially in the scenes where he was drunk. Probably because I'm not a native English speaker, and it was just hard for me. That's the only thing, like the only bad thing I have to say about that movie. But yeah, it's a really, really emotional story, a roller coaster of emotions type of movie. And if you cry a lot, you will cry at this movie. Mark my words. Now we've reached my number one movie of 2018, and it was 8th Grade, directed by Bo Burnham. I was so excited when I found out Bo Burnham was going to direct a movie, because I've loved Bo Burnham for a long time, since he was on YouTube. It's the story of Kayla. She is an 8th grader who makes vlogs online. It's such a simple premise, it's such a simple story. It's basically her trying to get through 8th grade, feeling like she doesn't fit in, trying to figure out who she really is, what she really wants, having kind of a turbulent relationship with her father. As I describe it, I guess you can think that it's kind of a simple, basic movie that has been done before, but I've never seen a movie that portrays an 8th grader, or like just a high schooler, or a kid, a teenager, in such a real way. I could relate to Kayla so much. There are countless movies about teenagers, but this is the only one I've seen where it's just exactly what it's like to be a teenager, or kind of a teenager. She's starting to... Luna, para, no. Luna, deja eso, loca. Sorry. If you guys know Bo Burnham, he's a comedian, and of course the humor was on point in this movie. I really like that he cast a girl who just looks like a teenager. Usually when people make movies about teenagers, they don't cast actual teenagers, they cast adults who look kind of young. But I'm really glad that every kid in this movie just looked their age. I must say, this is one of my favorite movies probably of all time now, but I just love coming of age stories, and this is honestly one of the best ones I've seen just ever, not only in 2018. So yeah, so that's my list. That's my top movies of 2018. I have some movies that I still need to watch. I just didn't have time, and I spent a month in the DR, which they don't show the movies that I wanted to watch. Still, I'm going to give them a mention just in case you guys have seen them, so you guys can tell me what you thought about them, but please, no spoilers. Some of the movies I still need to watch are Green Book, The Favorite, Boy Erased, Beautiful Boy, If Beale Street Could Talk, Shoplifters, Black Klansman. I really want to watch that one. It's on iTunes, so I'm gonna rent it. I really want to watch Mirai, which is not in the theaters anymore, and now I can't find it anywhere. It's not on iTunes, you can't rent it anywhere, so I don't know how to watch it, but I really want to watch that movie. Yeah, basically those are the movies I still want to watch. If you guys have seen any of those, or if you think I left out a movie that you really enjoyed in 2018, please let me know down below. What are your guys' favorite movies of 2018? Leave me a comment and I will write down the ones I haven't seen, because I still need to watch a bunch of movies. Thank you so much again for supporting my last video. I will leave it in the end credits if you still haven't seen it. It's a vlog. That's it. If you like this video, please give it a like, because that makes me happy, and comments make me really happy too. Thank you so much if you made it this far, and I'll see you guys on the next one.